let's get into the Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship. In this, we will have Bron Breakker defending his Intercontinental Championship against Penta, Dominic Mysterio, and Finn Balor. Now, the backstory going into this match is pretty much Penta debuted and has been on a run, winning a lot of his matches, and yeah, he only been pinned, I believe, in a tag team match, and he wasn't pinned in the triple threat match that Ludwig Kaiser won between him and Pete Dunne. Yes, right. So in singles competition, Penta has been tearing it up, and he wants the Intercontinental Championship. Right, he's undefeated in singles action. Now, on the other hand, Dom and Finn got into this match, by politics, right? Um, Finn Balor wanted the Intercontinental Championship. Liv Morgan feels like Dom deserves it. And there's some little, sneaky tension between Finn and Dom that has been building up for months now. And I feel like that is going to play a huge part in this match. Bron Breakker, on the other hand, has just been breaking things, you know what I mean? Spearing Carlito out of his boots, spearing Finn, Dom. He's been doing Bron Breakker things. This match doesn't have like a huge story going into it, but once again, like I said, the main story going into it is really between Dom and Finn. Dom also wanted to recruit Penta into the Judgment Day, and that's kind of been a thing between Dom and Finn as well. Dom wants to bring in a new member of the Judgment Day, and Finn does not. Finn is really adamant about not needing any more members in the Judgment Day, and it feels like Liv Morgan is like playing the scene behind the scenes of like running the shots, calling the shots in the Judgment Day. Even though when this group of the Judgment Day formed, Finn was very adamant about there being no leaders, and it kind of feels like that's what Liv Morgan is doing. Um, you know, Especially when it comes to Dominic Mysterio, it seems like she controls his movements and what he does, right? My prediction for this match is going to come down to Dom and Finn. It might even come down to like a Dom or Penta. Um, I feel like Dominic is going to win this one. I feel like Bron Breakker might spear, he might spear Penta. I feel like he's going to spear Finn. And I feel like Dominic is going to get the sneaky win in this one. To further the story going out of WrestleMania and, you know, between the Judgment Day's members of Dominic, Liv, and Finn. If you go back to my earlier predictions, I predict that Liv and Raquel's going to retain. So that leaves the tag titles in Judgment Day. And I feel like Dom is going to get the win here, getting the Intercontinental Championship, because that's been another thing in Judgment Day is about championship gold, right? We at one point in time we've seen Rhea and Damien with both women's and men's world titles. At one point we've seen Damien and Finn tag champs, Rhea Ripley women's world champion, and Dominic as the NXT North American champion. So this group has always been about holding gold and holding power amongst WWE, with Liv and Raquel retaining and Dominic getting the Intercontinental Championship. That might lead into, Judgment Day not really needing Finn. He's been hot-headed as of late and feeling like he's the leader and everybody should listen to him. But if he's the only one not holding the championship, that kind of leaves him out to dry as far as his word meaning anything, right? So I believe Dom is either going to pin. Yeah, I think he should pin Finn. I think he should pin Finn, especially with Finn saying he never gets pinned, whatever that means. And yeah, that leaves Bron Breakker not getting pinned and lose the championship, nor does Penta needs to be pinned. Honestly, Penta has been pinned once so far in the tag team match, and we don't need that. Now, as far as my star ratings, the anticipation and excitement going into this match, um, it's been fair. It's been fair. Like I said, the backstage segments between the Judgment Day, the tension between like Liv and Finn and Dom. Finn, sneak dissing Dom, saying a lot of people don't believe in him, and then saying that he does. Finn trying to hold down Dom because even months ago he, secretly is kind of jealous of Dom. I believe Dom may have got a pin on Braun Breaker, if I'm not mistaken, and Finn didn't. So, he's been showing some jealousy like tendencies and like I said, been kind of like a dictator over the Judgment Day after earlier on saying there's no leaders and things of that nature. Like I said, Penta is going to this match undefeated in singles competition. Um, been riding high, been riding the high wave of momentum. We love to see it. And all of this is really putting the focus back on the Intercontinental Championship because for months, Braun Breaker hasn't really been on TV and hasn't really had a strong competition. So, like I said, it's fair. So I'll give it 3 stars. I'll give my excitement levels going to this match is a 3. Right now, the in-ring performance of these competitors, I feel like it's there. It's honestly there. Braun Breaker is great. We seen what he can do in the ring, the Breakensteiner and the spears and things of that nature. That power, speed. You know, Penta is great. Oh, a world-renowned international star. Penta has been tearing up in WWE since he debuted. And Finn, man, Finn is the OG. Finn has been putting in his work, putting his hours in WWE for years now, and he hasn't really lost a step at all. And Dom, he's still in the up and coming, honestly. Um, but 3 to 4 guys can put on a great match. Dom is just gonna be that sneaky heel to, get these near falls and, in my opinion, come out victor. I'm gonna give it 4 stars, man. We have 4 competitors. This fatal 4-way is going to be a sneaky, like, good match on this night 2 card. On this 6 match night 2 card. Now the rivalry and story going into it, how strong it's been fair. It hasn't been too strong. Like I said, Penta has earned his way into this match, and then the story of Judgment Day um, has been put into this Intercontinental Championship match. I think the Judgment Day piece has been fairly thrown in, right? But I feel like the trajectory of this Intercontinental Championship match, we I feel like we already knew that it's going to be a multi-man match, So um, I feel like the piece has been laid out, and for this to happen all along, right? So for that, I'm going to give it a solid 3, right? So this is going to round up this match for me as far as the star ratings. Excuse me. It's going to be a 3. It's going to be a solid 3. A solid match, man. Definitely looking. I'm looking forward to this match. It's one of the matches that I'm intrigued by on this night 2 card. And yeah, so let me know your predictions for this match and for WrestleMania 41. Are you excited? What do you feel? Comment down below. This has been I Love Wrestling.